Yeah. What he said. I hope you feel better soon too. That's for sure. Because this shit sucks ass. But cake makes everything better. Oh, no. Get this. This little shit over here doesn't have fucking COVID. I took him to the doctor today because I was planning on getting him COVID vaccinations, and Tiny Team Rocket has been sick, right? And so I thought that he had what I had, right? I thought he had COVID too. No, neither one of them fuckers have fucking COVID. Just me. Oh god, I would kill for it to be cold in here. Like, I have my AC on high, and... Oh, shut up, you brat. You're getting shot in 2 weeks, I swear to god. No matter what it takes. Even if I gotta lie to them, you're gonna get shot. I'm kidding. For legal purposes. Ha ha. Right? Both of them. They were just perfectly fine. Yeah, you are. Doesn't mean you're not getting stabbed. Just like cheesecake is the fucking best when I'm sick, bro. You better fucking not, dude. I swear to god, I will lose my shit if you get COVID now. After everything. Right, bro? Like, dude, I've been dying all fucking week. I literally had to leave work early the other day because I could not fucking breathe. Physically could not breathe. Ended up going to the ER, and that's when I found out that I had fucking COVID. Anyway, so, since you have missed out on so much, let us catch you up on all the things. Headphones, can we please untangle yourself? Untangle thyself. Thank you. Anyway. Bro, no. I don't need you to let me. I'm gonna do it anyway. Shit, I'll stab him myself. He knows it. But, you better not get it again. I will be so pissed. Oh, no, not drama. I was talking about the stream, babe. I was talking about the stream. I was gonna show you all the things that I have done. Because I have been busy playing my game. And I've actually gotten... Like, so, I'm not a fan of the twat, obviously. But I have discovered that I like this game a lot more than I originally anticipated that I would, and I've actually gotten really into it. I give shots, yes, I do, on a regular basis, because somebody doesn't like to stab themselves, and I enjoy it. So... But no, I mean, I guess there kind of has been some drama. But not our drama. Nothing we gotta talk about, like. Because I'm not one for dishing out other people's tea, right? Unless I genuinely just don't fucking care about them, right? But fucking, why are you not working? Bro, I think my box is blocking the controller. Hold on, I'll be right back. How about now? What is wrong with my controller? Okay, so you work, but you don't work? What is happening here? Okay, so, because you're being stupid. Mellow. Sharks are pretty fucking awesome, not gonna lie. Like, I'm not a fan of the ocean because trauma, but sharks are pretty fucking cool. Lemon sharks. Those are cute. They need mellow sharks. Bro, there has been drama though. I just remembered that we haven't told you about my fucking neighbors. Okay, see, Fizz, I'm the same way. I don't do the water. Like, I will not get in it, but I love studying it. I like the things that live in it, but I will not step foot in it. Did my phone just sleep? I can sleep mode. Keep my alarm. Turn that on. Okay. Yeah, if I can't see the bottom of the ocean, like if I can't see the bottom of what I'm standing in, it's not gonna happen, yo. It's just not. And yeah, the neighbors have been a hot mess. But I took care of it. I scared the shit out of that woman. They don't fuck with me now. Crabs are yummy. I don't eat seafood very often, but I do like bougie seafood. I like lobster. I've never been a fan of oysters. Scallops are good though. I cannot get around, like, what's the fucking word? Tacos. I may or may not have, you know, threatened for in more than one way. So, my neighbors have, and now mind you, my neighbors are old people, okay? I've lived in this place for 4 years now, give or take, and it's been the same two old guys. Yeah, octopus, taco. But no, I was trying to think of, calamari, that's the word I was trying to think of, is calamari. I don't like calamari, because calamari covers both squid and an octopus, but I don't like the tentacles, like the way that it tastes. Like, I like it in the soup that I get sometimes from, like, the Thai place. But I don't like it, like, as, like, fried calamari and shit. But anyway, so my neighbors have been these two old guys. I'm just gonna sit here and talk now. I'll play the game in a minute. But my two neighbors have been these two old guys for the past several years, right? We bought this house from them because their mom used to own this place and she died a while back, and so they sold it to my in-laws, and then my in-laws sold it to us, right? Because that was the original intent, was for us to buy it, but credit, adulting, that kind of a thing, you know? Anyway, so probably about, what, a month or so ago, babe? These old guys move in this RV, and they used my yard to do it. Now, mind you, I've never had an issue with my neighbors up to this point, because, like I said, they're old guys. They don't bother nobody, they don't start shit with nobody or nothing, right? We haven't had any issues as far as, you know, Jay moving in and stuff like that, and my in-laws moving out, and what have you, right? We didn't have no issues. But about a month ago, these people moved in onto... So I have a neighbor to the right of me and a neighbor in front of me, right? So I live kind of in the middle, but further back up on the mountain part, right? And so the neighbor in front of me, their property line ends where a patch of trees and bushes and shrubs grow on my property. And so that's been the divider for the past several years, right? Well, they used my front yard that is in front of the driveway to move in this RV. And originally, I didn't think nothing of it because, I mean, it's not a lot of space to drive around in and shit. And was I irritated? Fuck yeah, because I don't like people using my stuff. I don't like people coming on my property without permission. But I didn't say nothing at the time. And so these people moved in. And they are directly in front of where Jay lives. Okay, so Jay lives on my front property, in front of that same divider of bushes and trees and shit, right? And so these two, so Jay's house and this RV are essentially parallel to each other, and there's just this bunch of trees, like, separating the two spots. And so they're essentially, like, right on my property line, okay? The first night that they actually, like, moved in, this dude in a big-ass truck parks in my parking space. And now, I have disabilities where I have to... It sometimes is hard for me to get up to my steps and stuff. And so we park directly in front of the walkway because that's the easiest route for me to go. I don't have to trek through grass. I don't have to trek through mud. You know, I don't have to do any extra strain on my corporeal self. And so that's been my parking space for the past 4 years. And it's directly, that parking space is directly in front of where their RV is, mind you. So the parking space is my property. I own it. But where their RV is not my property. Okay, so we're talking like a very thin line of tarmac, like concrete, gravel, whatever you want to call it, driveway, and grass. Okay, like that literally is the division. The grass is my neighbor's property. The hard part, the concrete and driveway part is mine. Okay. So I told the dude, and now it was like midnight when this first happened, and this was about a month ago, like I said, and So I go knock on the side of his door because I had just gotten home from picking up my other husband from work. And I go knock on the RV. Neighbor's dog goes crazy and shit. And he comes out and he's wearing this, like, fucking, oh my god, what's it called? A headlamp. He's wearing a fucking headlamp. And it's this older dude. Probably early 50s, if that, right? Like, he's not much older than I am. And so I just tell the dude, I'm like, hey, look, I need you to move your truck. This is my property. This is my parking space. So I need you to move the truck. And he's like, well, can I just move it over here to the side? And I'm like, nope. I need you to move it over there onto their property or onto his property. And I'm obviously pointing at both the right and the neighbor ahead of me. You know? And, right, like, it was the middle of the night and he comes out in a fucking headlamp. So he moves his truck, and he had given me attitude right then and there because he was like, oh, well, this used to be their mom's property and we've never had an issue before, da 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 da. And I'm like, dude, I don't give a fuck. This is my property now. You're not gonna park here. Okay? It's that simple. This is my space. This is where I park. All I'm asking is that you move it 10 feet to the front of you. Like, just literally, all he's got to do is drive in a straight line across the driveway to the opposite side. Because that opposite side is not my property. That is my neighbor's property. And so he moves the truck, you know, and then I would say about a week or two goes by, and this other car starts showing up, right? And they start parking on our spot again. And I'm like, I already told this dude once, you know, like, I don't like repeating myself. I don't, not at all. And so it turns out, and Jaden told me that there was this, fuck it, I'm just gonna be blunt. There's a crack whore living in that RV, right? And I'm like, are you for real right now? And he's like, she's definitely on something, yo. And I'm like, okay, cool. So that's great. I have, you know, drug addicts living in front of my home with my 2 minor children, and, you know, they're causing problems for me now. So I have to be more aware of the things that are happening in my yard and on my property. And so I start watching and cataloging and stalking, essentially, you know, paying attention to the comings and the goings and stuff like that, because as a responsible adult, that's what you do when you have an issue with someone. And so my mouth just got suddenly really fucking dry. I don't know why, that's weird. I have cotton mouth all of a sudden and my chest hurts. Great. Bear with me for a moment, y'all. Not 100% sure what's going on. Well, my heart rate's fine. It's low. 74, 73, so we're okay. Alright, cool. Must have just ate too much. Anyway. So, eventually, it gets to a point where I'm waiting for my youngest to get off the bus from school. And the woman in the blue car pulls in, and she parks in front of the RV. She backs into it, and so I still had time before the bus got there. So I walked down there to the car, and I, you know, noticed that her window was cracked. So I immediately start talking to her. I'm like, hey, are you staying here? And now, mind you, the first encounter that I had with her, because that's the first time I've seen her, I was polite. I was respectful. I said, ma'am. I called the other dude a gentleman, even though he was definitely not one. you know, and I use my manners, right? Because I'm of the belief that you give respect, you get respect, and you treat people, you give them an opportunity, right? You give them a first chance by being respectful and approaching them as an adult. So that's what I did. And I told her, I was like, ma'am, I need you to move your car. I need you to not park here because this is my property. And you are more than welcome to park over across the way. Because that is, you know, my neighbor's property. Or you can park over there at the end where, you know, the owner of the yard that you're on, that's his driveway. You can park down there. But I need you to not park here. And she's like, okay. And starts giving me attitude. And I'm like, I've already told the other gentleman, you know, that this is my property and I don't appreciate, you know, people parking on it. And so she's like, and so I'm like, so I'm gonna need you to move your car as soon as you possibly can. And she's like, okay, I just need to unload my shit. I'm like, fine, you can unload your stuff. And I'm thinking she's got groceries, mind you, right? So she starts unloading things. And then she gets it in her head, I guess, because I had walked away after that point, after telling her she could unload her shit and then she had to move, that because I walked back down to the end of my driveway, that she would get back in her car, drive the 10-15 feet it takes to get to the front neighbor's driveway, pull in, go knock on his door, and complain about me, only to go back to my parking space in front of her RV and continue unloading her things. Meanwhile, my front neighbor walks across the yard and the driveway to get to the neighbor on the right's house, which is his brother, and goes inside and starts talking to them. Or whatever, I guess. And I'm just like, this bitch got me twisted. She's gonna go and snitch on me to my neighbors because I asked her to move her car. So, now mind you, the one thing that I noticed more than anything else, because it was raining, y'all. It's been raining off and on for the past, like, 2 weeks, okay? And this happened last week. So, it was raining that day. And the one thing that I noticed out of everything else is that this woman was wearing, like, these skinny-ass heels in muddy, rainy, wet weather. And she's got, like, this long-ass skirt on that's, like, she's skinny and she obviously is on some, like, you can tell immediately. I knew she's definitely on something that is not safe for YouTube. You know, and so, but she's wearing this outfit that just does not fit the weather, okay? And that was the first thing that I really just kind of clued in on, was that her sense of awareness was so, yeah, right? She just did not dress for the weather, yo. Like, she had no concerns, apparently. And it cracked me up, to be honest with you, because, like, how you dress like that, like, and my therapist goes, maybe she had a court date or something, and I'm like, maybe, but still, like, you dress, like, in flats or something, like, you can dress nice and still dress weather appropriate, you know what I mean? Like, because she's, like, stumbling through the mud in these heels to get back and forth from her car to the RV. Like, Oh, no, 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 no. Not plastic. Not plastic at all. At all. Y'all, this woman has got to be like maybe my age. Maybe my age, y'all. But she looks like she's in her 60s, at least, because of how bad she has taken care of herself. Like, she got something going on, y'all. Something that cannot be fixed by plastic or medication or any of the things. Okay, like this, just no. Just no. Uh-huh. Like, legit falling apart, yo. Like, not okay. Just not okay. Right, y'all. And I'm a former addict, so no disrespect to anybody that's really struggling with that shit, you know? But it's sad to see that, you know? Because as a former addict, I know the struggle. I get it. But, like, it's not something that I want. It is giving botch. For real, falling apart at the seams, yo. She, like, it's just sad to see, especially because, like, I don't want my kids around that, you know? Like, I've been clean and sober for a long ass time, and I plan to stay that way, but for my kids to see that, you know, on a daily basis is concerning, to say the least, you know? And so, anyhow, so that's the first time that I have an interaction with her, and I was not a happy person. I was not cool with the way that she spoke to me, first and foremost. And then a day or so goes by, and bitch is back in my driveway. Bitch is back in my driveway, not even 24 hours later, because that's what it was, because, like, I had told her to move, and so she got her shit out and was done for the day, and then she moved, like, the next time that I looked out after getting my child inside, I looked out my window and the car was moved to where I had asked it to be moved to. But my other husband came home later that evening, and it was back in our spot, and he had to park beside her in order to park our car on our property. And so for real, she's trying to catch some hands, bro. And we're getting there, but she almost did. I swear to God, she did. And so my other husband was very pissed at the time and was like, you know, should I go put a note on this car? And I'm like, so I wrote out a note, and I legit said, and I got a picture of it, I'll throw it up in Discord later. I legit said that sorry, my other husband just texted me. So I legit said, you know, stop parking on my property. Next time I'm gonna call the cops. Okay? I warned her. I fucking warned her. By morning, the note is gone. Car's still there. So, me being the petty motherfucker that I am, I called the cops. And so I call the cops and I talk to him. I tell him what's going on. And I have an officer call me back, and he's like, look, if the car is still there after an extended period of time, on your property and you have warned them, you have given them ample opportunity to move it, then, you know, you would be able, you would have the right to call a tow truck and have it removed from your property. And if it were abandoned, you know, because it's abandoned at that point, and it would be on the owner to pay for it to, you know, get released from towing. And I told him, I was like, and now mind you, this car does not have tags, y'all. This car is not a street legal car. Because there is no license plate, there's nothing. It's a 2018 Nissan Sentra. It's navy blue and there ain't jack shit on it, right? And so I said, alright, bet. So, as soon as I get off the phone with the cops, I immediately called the towing companies around town. Because I am a petty motherfucker, and I am not to be trifled with. So, I get a hold of a towing company that is like, bet, let me be out there. I'll be out there in about an hour or so. You know, I can have them give you a call around noon. And I'm like, I'm really looking to get this pulled out of here as quickly as we can. You know, if that's the fastest you got, so be it. So I get off the phone with them, and I see her. I look out the window and I see her. So I go outside, and now mind you, Jaden is in my kitchen helping me take care of the kids' costumes for Halloween. So he can't, all he knows is that I'm out, and the night before, I think it was the night before, day before, my other husband had been worried about me because I said I was going to go out there and talk to him about it. And he was afraid that I was going to get stabbed or jumped or something, and so... This man, y'all, I love this man to death, but he has, he's a former corrections officer, so he's seen some shit, mind you, but at the same time, like, he does not truly realize, I think, who he's married to. And so I was outside for a while getting my kid off the bus, and that was when I came back, and he had just sat back down on the bed because he was afraid. He got up to check on me, because I was out there for so long. The day before, he was like, I was afraid you was out there. You was out there bleeding out, and you got stabbed or something, and so I had to get up and go check on you because you was gone so long. And I'm like, bro, for real right now? Like, you for real? You got up to check on me because you thought I was out there bleeding out? It was the sweetest thing, and yet the most disappointing, like, the fact that he had so little faith in me, or so much concern for them, about them, that he was afraid I was gonna get hurt. Which, I mean, I know it's all out of love, because that tells me that my husband cares, right? But at the same time, I'm like, dude, these bitches would be going to the hospital if I was out there in an issue with them, you know what I mean? So, anyway, back to current time. I just gotten off the phone with tow company, and I see her again out in my property, out in my driveway. And so I just haul ass outside, yo. I hauled ass outside, and I start going off on this bitch. I think it's pure love, honestly, Fizz. I take it that way because I know this man has faith that I'm capable. He knows that I'm capable, but at the same time, like, it definitely in that moment felt like an insult in disguise. Because I was like, bro, are you for real? It is an insult when it comes from you because you know better. Other husband has never actually, like, had to deal with me like that. Yeah. So, anyhow, so I go outside and I'm raging, y'all. I'm unmedicated for a fucking week. I am at my purest, okay? Like, purest chaos, okay? I am homicidal. I am hallucinating. I am dissociating. I am full on just raw dogging it, okay? And this bitch is in my driveway. So I go outside and I immediately just start yelling at her. I said, get the fuck off my property. Bro, we talked about this. I was like, you need to move your shit. Get your shit off my property right now. I told you I would move it when I was done moving. Bitch, I don't... She's like... I was like, I don't care. Like, you were done yesterday, yo. And she's like, I have a heart... I'm in heart failure. I'm literally dying. I can't walk that far. And I'm like, I don't give a fuck. You can die. Please do. Because it would save me a shit ton of trouble. Get the fuck up off my property. Move your car over there. Out my way. This is my property. Right here is mine. There is no negotiating about it. You've already been told. I've already called the cops. I've already called the tow company. You keep parking your shit here, your shit's gonna get towed. And she's like, yeah, you tow my shit, we're gonna... And I'm like, bitch, if I tow your shit, you're paying for it. It's that simple. Like, I'm not scared of you. You don't offend me. You're pissing me off, though. And you're about to find out. Like... So she's like, fine, goddamn, like, of course you don't care that I'm dying. And I'm like, no, you don't mean shit to me. Yeah, no, I literally told her she can go and die. Dude, I did not fucking care in that moment. But that's how I am, though. Like, unmedicated, this is me. Right? I genuinely give zero fucks about anyone and everyone. And even now, like, I'm still unmedicated. Yeah, of course, YouTube. This is not demonetization or anything. You know, we're just having fun conversations for theoretical scenarios that may or may not happen. Anyway, so yeah, so she was like, fine. And so she moves this car, bitch. She moves this car 3 motherfucking feet back to the line of my property. Now, there is an orange stake that is catty corner to my sidewalk. Okay? So my sidewalk is about 10 feet from this orange stake that denotes where my neighbor's property line is and where my property line starts. Okay? And it travels around the edge of my driveway to that line of trees and bushes. Okay? So it's kind of like a Z, right? And so, or like the half-ass end of a Z. And so She pulls up to this orange stake, and immediately I'm walking right back down because I had turned around to go back up to my house because I thought we had an understanding, right? We did not have an understanding. So I immediately realized that she's just gonna stop right there and park, and I'm like, nah, bitch, you keep going all the way the fuck over there. If I can walk my disabled ass all the way the fuck up to my house, you can walk the 5-10 feet that it takes to get from one side of the parking lot, parking driveway to your little ass RV. Like, it ain't that far. It's half the distance that it takes me to get to my fucking house. Okay? So, move your shit. You're still on my property. All of this is mine. You are not allowed to step foot on it. Okay? That's actually not as many as I've been getting. Fizz, I've been getting like 100 people. I've been pulling in 100 people on my streams playing this game. Now, this tea, I'm gonna play the game here in a minute, guys, for real. But I had to get my tea out because my girl Fizz has not been here for a while, so we had to share the drama because everybody loves a bit of drama. But nah, so I bitched this woman out like hardcore, and I genuinely threatened her life, dude. and she then realizes, because I had said something about how this, my property line goes like, yeah, for real, Fizz, you've missed it. You've missed all of it. It's all the wizard weed. Hey, we're playing Hogwarts, not Lord of the Rings, okay? I'm not Gandalf. I know I'm old, but damn, Mello. Thanks. Anyway, so I told her about the property line and how it like tracks around the driveway, but the grass is my neighbor's that she's living on, right? And so she's like, so the grass is his property. It's not yours. And I'm like, yes. And she's like, then I'm gonna park on that. I said, go the fuck ahead, dude. I don't care. Just get the fuck up off my property. Because I'm sick and tired of it. And if I see your shit on my property again, it's getting towed. I'm not playing games. I'm dead ass. Like, I will tow your shit and I will not feel a shred of sympathy for you and your dying self. So, get the fuck up off my property. So she moves, and she has since then been parking only on the grass in front of the RV. And her boy toys, because we discovered that she likes to have different men over every fucking day, they all park on the opposite side of the driveway now, where it's not my property. So I think I got my point across, but I did go ahead and use neon paint to highlight my parking area because I'm still just a petty motherfucker. And I also bought signs that say don't park on my shit, essentially, and don't drive on my grass, and that if your vehicle is here, oh yeah, no, like literally, when I said she was a crack whore, I was not joking, yo. I was not joking. So I got signs that say, no trespassing, no parking on my property. Please use, common fucking sense or something. It's some sarcastic ass, please, what's it say? Hold on.
Please respect the signs and choose the appropriate parking spot.
Like, I'm so done with these people. Because I've told more than one of them to not park on my fucking parking lot, on my driveway. Because it's my property and I don't want random strangers, but especially not, you know, people that are of questionable repute parking on my property. Especially when, you know, that's how I get back and forth. And if I'm having a bad body day, like my, you know, disabled ass is struggling to walk down my driveway, I don't want to have to walk 20 more feet to get to my car because somebody's in my spot. Like, this just ain't gonna work for me. I pay my mortgage. These bitches, they don't even fucking, you know, they ain't lived here for more than a month now. So, anyhow, that's the tea. That's the relative drama that has been happening at my home recently. And so far, so good. Also, Fizz, new info. My next album drops on Friday. Actually, it drops, what's today? Today's Tuesday. It drops in 48 hours. Well, 50 hours because it drops at midnight Friday. So, new album, all the merch. I officially got it all set up. So you got 3 collections dropping it all at one time. Plus an album. And this album is like the pinnacle of my lore. Okay? On my birthday, y'all. On my birthday. The birthday boy gonna get his shit together. So this album, let me just give y'all some lore. Lore drop real fast. Because why not? Right? So, this album is called Sanctum Dolores, The Testaments of the Damned. This album is actually based on mental health, right? So there is a 15-track album, 13 patients, along with some snippets from the warden who takes care of these patients. So you get each individual perspective for multiple different mental illnesses. And good night, baby. I love you. So it is set in basically a haunted asylum style. Haunted asylum style location. There will be an actual lore drop whenever I do the full album release on Friday. I will have it all set up and organized so that everybody gets that portion of the lore. But as far as merch goes, there's, like I said, 3 collections that are going to be dropping. So there's the collection for Sanctum Dolores, where you get lore, and you get merch, archives, and ritual wear from the actual asylum. Then there's also the Rigor Mortis collection, which is my current album that I'm working on right now that goes hand in hand with this album. That album will be releasing at a later date, as of yet to be determined. But the Rigor Mortis collection is kind of self-explanatory. It's about a mortician who falls in love with his clientele, if you catch my drift. And there's a whole backstory to that album as well. And going forward, there will be continuing lore that intertwines with each consecutive album that comes out from now on out. That also interacts, you know, and ties together with the merch that I will be releasing for each album. And then there's just the overall Obscurium collection, or what I'm calling the Devil's Night drop. And that's just the overall relics that belong with the band or artist name as a whole. So I think it's gonna be a lot. Correct. Yes, Mello. A mortician is the person that preps bodies for caskets, yeah. Or cremation, other means of disposals, yes. Yeah, but I can't say it on YouTube, right? So I can't say it on YouTube. I will get shut down in a heartbeat. But yeah, my next album is very much not age appropriate. It's probably going to be the most explicit album I've made yet. And I'm really excited for it, honestly. This is one of my favorites that I've been working on for months and months now. Like, I've had this in the works for at least 6 months. And just like with this current album, I've had this in the works for the past 6 months. I've been working on it diligently for 6 solid months, and I'm finally releasing it. I had to get it just right because the pinnacle track is about DID. The pinnacle track is my own personal testament that I live day in and day out, and I am so excited for you guys to hear it that Jaden heard it today for the first time, and he gives his approval. So I am stoked to find out what you guys think, and hopefully you all find a track, find a patient that you kind of connect with in this album, you know, because